Microphone, there we go. Oh my God, that was a disaster. Welcome everybody to the live stream. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. We're just going to get our arses live on TikTok. There we go. We're going on there as well. And I pressed the button that I shouldn't have pressed. And then the final one is here, go live over on X as well. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to, what day is it? Friday. Oh my God, Friday night. Friday night, and it's time to party. Man, I've had a terrible day. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I had a really challenging day. I've got someone at work that he's just the worst in the world. He's just the worst, right? Just keeps not doing his job, and it's really kind of frustrating me. And literally interrupted my dinner this evening. I was having dinner with the family. My missus' mum's here as well, so we were kind of all having like dinner, like it's fine. Phone rings, disaster. Just a complete waste of my time. So that's been fun. So yeah, not ideal. But anyway, how have you guys been doing? Hope you've been doing well. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. It is Friday, which you know that means nothing really that special. We'll just kind of talk about the absolute sending market right now. You should be bullish on 100k coming. Some may say, too, mate, you called this last week. And I would say, absolutely, you know I did. So, we're hopeful for some more optimistic upside moves, which I think will be good. And, we'll see kind of why the chart's moving. Lots of stuff to break down. Some bit of macro stuff. So a bit of some macro stuff. We'll sort of talk about that as well as getting into kind of everything and anything that is happening. So, if you're not bullish enough, then do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get all excited. But we do have a big announcement to start off the show. I want to be honest, we do have a pretty big announcement to start off the show. So we'll get onto that in just a second. Let's say hello to a couple of people. Don't forget, cast your vote, by the way, on your view of the Bitcoin all-time high price. I'm curious. I know the numbers weren't particularly great to choose from. But anyway, what's going on? 37, Tim's in the house. Good to see you. Craig's here. Good to see Craig. Selmo's in the house. Falls welcome. Wealth Ranger says weekend dumping coming. Let's hope not. Swamp's in the house. Good to see you. Flippy Floppy. Mark Noby's in the house. Mark, I did see comments, by the way, in the TG. I didn't not reply. Just I've been super busy. Vern, always good. I know we've missed each other pretty much most of the day today, but shout out to you, buddy. I'll try and give you a bell later on. Crackerjack's here as well. What's going on? Cheese. Welcome to you. Chipper's in the house. Hey, have Mum help you with your UFC and Matchmax picks 2-bit? Have Mum help you? Yeah, I saw that, Tim. Like, I'm down for it, by the way. I'm absolutely down for it. If I have to do something, fine, I'll do it. But yeah, I reckon let's get it going. Let's make it happen. What's going on, Gonzalo? Good to see you. What up, 2-bit? What's going on, Vern? Glenn's in the house. What's going on, Glenn? Good to see you. MOTD's here as well. Welcome. Mark Hayes in the building, as always. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So, the two announcements. One is that weird coin from the guy that launched a meme coin and sent me half of the supply is still going. And I actually weirdly now think I own most of the supply and therefore the liquidity, which is like super crazy. But anyway, but we do have a pretty big announcement. Okay, so hold your horses. Look at this. Oh, Jim Kramer says there will not be a recession. What the hell, Jim Kramer? No, Jim Kramer. Unfortunately, Jim Kramer is in a view that we will not have a recession, which is bad news. Do you know what I mean? It's bad news. Jim Kramer is not the sort of person you want us giving bullish sentiment. We want Jim to tell us the world's got a zero. So it might be a good time to exit every position you have in cryptocurrency. Again, just saying. I'm only joking. There's a lot to come. There's lots of positives going on right now. Just look at this and the price of BTC. Altcoins not really having the greatest of days, but Bitcoin looking like it might retest 97,000 with some key indicators that are looking very optimistically bullish going into this weekend. The question will always be, do we have the volume? Do we have the buyers? And is retail going to front run what we think is going to come next week, which could be a further push in the market? We'll talk about that in just a minute. So as always, do me a favor, hit the like button on YouTube, hit the like button on TikTok. You guys are legendary, and also on X. And let's sort of get into this. So all good. So that makes you owner, leader of 2 projects. I mean, technically, yeah. I wouldn't say I'm the owner. You could technically class me as a whale in that project, I guess. But I own literally 50% of the entire supply, which is super crazy. Because they put liquidity in and then sent me the token. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't really know what to do with it, to be honest. Just sit tight and see what happens. If it's still there in 6 months, might sell it and take it. So we'll have to see. Anyway, so look at Bitcoin. Interestingly enough, and I'll show you a chart in a minute, that is very bullish, but we're back in this range. This is kind of what we've been talking about, and this is kind of what we've been looking at now for the sort of the last probably week and a half, really. We've been sort of tracking the price of Bitcoin. We've been tracking the movement in the chart. We've been also tracking kind of how this all plays out. And in my opinion, it's playing out exactly as we talked about. And in fact, I think there's way more upside to come as well. So yeah, watch out for this. When you look at things like the Fibonacci's, which we've been talking about, they are starting to play out very interesting as well. So we actually broke through the 618, which we talked about yesterday. As we move up, next milestone, 99, maybe 99,500 for a break. Above that, that would be very optimistic in the wider, broader markets. Again, this could be super, super bullish. We're in a key area of volume price resistance, which we need to break through, but there is lots of good news coming. And again, there is some really obvious movement in the market, which I think we should all be very, very optimistic about. And in my opinion, absolutely is very bullish to see. Share it with us. I will share it with you. What's going on? Speedy's in the house. Get ready. Speedy's been absolutely sending it. I know we looked at it about a week ago, but oh my God. Get it, Speedy. Absolutely making moves right now. And they've got their latest game coming out. We'll talk about it in the DeFi section, but hey, you would be wise, in my opinion, to maybe just have, you know, a little bit of Speedy on the side. But yeah, get ready for that. It's going to be epic. Good to see you, Chris. Always appreciate you, buddy. Wrong way, Jim does it again. Yeah, no, hopefully Jim doesn't send us to zero. But yeah, Bitcoin chart looking super, super interesting. Lots of people are now talking about what this could look like. More importantly, how this plays out. Look at this. The move has certainly taken more longer than we originally thought, but believement is one way or another. The next step for Bitcoin is still 166,000. A lot of you believe we're going north of 150K. So shout out to you guys. Pretty bullish on that. But I believe one way or another, we're moving up. The Fibonacci retrace extensions has nailed every major local high we've seen in this cycle. This is the 4-hour chart, by the way, just to give you a bit of a view, broken down over a period of you know, the last kind of year and a bit. Congrats to anyone who made it this far without flinching. You're tougher than you think. So again, if you look at kind of where these Fibonacci's have moved to over the sort of last, you know, cycle, particularly over this 4-hour period, we can kind of plot that if we really wanted to. I don't know if my screen's big enough, actually, if I'm dead honest, but you could kind of plot it from from the 4-hour chart, which is sort of this, really. And you can sort of get into this place where you go from the extension, which obviously is a push to the upside, from the last local high, which, you know, to the kind of bottom of the market. And you sort of get pretty interesting play out right now. So, you know, CryptoCoin giving us a view that if everything goes as it should, then we may see a significant push. What's going on, Augustine? Thank you so much for the $10. Appreciate it. Yeah, stick around. We've got the Speedy chart coming up a little bit later in the DeFi section. So yeah, shout out to the Speedy crew making it happen as well. We appreciate that 10 for sure. So this is very, very bullish if you ask me. And like I said, the chart looks pretty optimistic when you start to break Bitcoin down, and definitely in the line we've talked about. Now, a couple of things we're looking for. We're still waiting for this breakout on the weekly. Still looking pretty optimistic, very bullish, uptrends in all the exponential moving averages. This is, again, very good news. MACD is potentially going to cross. So I think a solid weekend. We go into next week with some optimism in the market. In my opinion, by the way, look out, because I think we'll see a break on the MACD. This will trend upwards, and I think, therefore, you'll start to see a further push up in the markets, certainly when it comes to BTC, and I think there'll definitely be some altcoins that will start to move over the course of next week as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. As always, we're going to keep you posted. But yeah, the daily chart for now is still relatively optimistic. What I would say as well, and we will double back on this, but look at this. Once again, BlackRock, 3,600 Bitcoin. Fidelity, nearly 5,500. Another massive institutional inflow day. Reminds me very much of the rally all the way up to 109. Look at this yesterday. 422 milli. It's going to be more than that today as well. So lots of institutional excitement, investment, all of that, which is driving the price of BTC up exactly where we are. And it's only there for a matter of time, in my opinion, by the way, until we start to see some movement, particularly from the retail investment. So yeah, get ready for it, right? Get ready. Okay. Also, look at this. Bullish Bitcoin price forecast. So if you ever needed something to kind of base stuff off, then this could be a good one. Standard chart. We touched on this a little bit yesterday, but standard chart hitting around 200K. Most people are in the 200, between 150 and 200K. So this is most estimate fall between 200 and 250. With the BlackRock's 700K target, assuming 2 to 5% institutional portfolio allocation, which could be pretty wild if you think about it. If institutions go 5%, could be crazy. Could be crazy. Even Titcoin is up 18%. Let's go. Bullish. Tomato Pizza, did you grab some 30 cent? What are you grabbing? Jim Kramer's a disgrace. Speedy on ETH will melt faces. I'm actually genuinely excited about looking at your chart, by the way, because that thing has been cruising its way back up to a $4 million market cap and beyond. Shout out to Speedy Crew as always. Yeah, to our left and right ones will be a bit more behind. Jesus Christ, get out of here, you guys. Get out of here. Right. Again, some interesting price predictions on this one. Now, gold versus Bitcoin. You hear about this a lot. Very interesting. Ironically, gold and Bitcoin are negatively correlated. Who would have thought that? As the chart below shows, both assets have been taking turns lately in measuring by the Sharpe ratios from the lax of it. It may well be Bitcoin's turn to take the lead, given that its Sharpe ratio of 0.4, while gold is 1.33. So perhaps you're due for a baton pass from gold to Bitcoin. And we've kind of seen that, depending on tariff, depending on nervousness in the market, Fed rate decisions, yada, 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 yada. We've definitely seen this kind of flip-flop. So what you could argue right now is that Bitcoin has been underperforming for a period of time, and is now looking like it may be that time to set off and start to rally to the upside. Gold has obviously been printing pretty heavily today, so keep your eyes peeled on that. The way to look at this, by the way, gold is up, well, marginally up actually, $3233. Barrels of oil continue to drop as well, which is pretty interesting as well. Rest of the market not looking great. Mantra doesn't look like it's coming back. Looks like it's going to zero. We'll talk a little bit about Trump coin. Someone was asking about that last night, so I think it's worthwhile doubling back down just on what that looks like. And importantly enough, taking a look at it. Atheist starting to move as well. Look at that. Whiff. Where's Swamp? Whiff's on the move, bro. Don't miss out on Whiff. And Ethereum, finally, look at that, turning green at 0.26. So, hey, it's all bullish news, if you ask me. What's going on, Vern? Live in the TikTok chat. Also, Jamie Scott, 1989. What's going on, buddy? Welcome. Do me a favor, tap the screen a couple of times. Really appreciate it. It helps out the TikTok algorithm. So, yeah, watch out for this. Gold versus Bitcoin. Pretty interesting indeed. Right, good. Except my cousin, she's predicting BTC at 1.5 million. Your cousin's bullish. I'm all for it. We are all for Robert Nova's cousin. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about the news in just a second, and we'll get into a few other bits and pieces. Holmes isn't here. Maybe he's speedy. Why isn't Holmes here? What the hell, Holmes? What's going on? Hopefully Holmes turns up in time. Hopefully Holmes gets here. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get into it. Let's get into some interesting news out of the UK. It's not often we talk about the UK, but pretty crazy day. I don't want to talk too much politics, but Reform UK got into a number of electoral government seats and council seats. It's pretty wild, actually. A huge movement, like a huge shift. Kind of very much reminds me of what's going on in the US to a degree, in the sentiment that, you know, obviously Trump is a little bit out there, and we've sort of got a prime minister who is kind of useless, I think, and Reform Party stand for something a little bit different. Let's face it, it's pretty much all about immigration, to be honest, but we'll see. They won a number of council seats. We'll see whether they can actually do a decent job or not. But bringing it back to the party that's outside my house, by the way. But anyway, back to this. UK is to ban the credit card purchase of crypto. I thought we were already there, by the way. I kind of thought we were already there. But it's going to allow stablecoins. Oh, shit. So what's interesting, we looked at this yesterday. Someone asked us about it. Holmes, I think, brought up the USD dominance. Again, a key indicator, by the way, that if this is going up, markets generally go down. If this is going down, markets generally go up. This is obviously people buying into USDT and then moving it into other particular coins. What we're seeing right now, this consolidation phase, as we've seen the market pump, we've seen a pretty standard dominance level on USDT. Watch out. I think, just my view, by the way, expect this over the weekend. I think you're going to see this push down over the weekend. I think you'll see USDT dominance push down. I think you're going to see Bitcoin and some altcoins move over this weekend. And I'll tell you a little bit why I think that in just a few moments. But the UK's financial watchdog plans to block consumers from buying crypto using credit cards, part of a broader effort to tighten oversight digital assets but limit financial risk for retail investors. The Financial Conduct Authority announced on Friday that it's exploring a range of restrictions, including banning the use of credit cards and e-money credit cards to buy crypto assets. The proposal follows new draft to introduce the week. Would bring crypto exchanges, issuers, and service providers under the same regulatory framework. However, it will be looking to allow you the ability to purchase stablecoins, which I think is pretty interesting. Legal experts say the FCA is trying to strike a delicate balance between curbing abuse and allowing innovation to thrive. And I absolutely believe, by the way, that depending on what happens in the US, I think we'll see a shift in many countries, particularly Europe, the UK. I absolutely expect to see a policy shift, a directional shift, whatever it is. Like, I truly think that's going to happen. So, I'm excited about it. We'll see what goes on. If you ask me, I think it's pretty bullish. So we'll keep the vibes. It is always important to keep the vibes, by the way. So yeah, watch out for it. Heard Ripple up that offer for. Yeah, I think it's all nonsense though. I don't know if that's true or not. And anyone that kind of posted it, I was like, oh, where have you got kind of that evidence from? And they were like, oh, trust me, bro. But hey, Bobby T, what's going on? So, I mean, do I think they may push it? Maybe they want to go after it. You know, they've definitely got a little bit of cash behind them. So, you know, we'll see. To be going to the party with the baby sham after the stream. I am, or you are. Did you hear UK decision to help pay for new immigration living? They plan on taking each house. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's wild. It is actually wild, in fairness. But I don't want to get too political. Marbitz is out, don't forget. Always. Anyway, what's going on? Brian Dowie's here. Hey, all the crew jumping into the TikTok live. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Smash that like button. Also, tap the screen. Locking some likes, by the way. Let's let people know that they are missing out on the greatest TikTok channel ever. I need to do some more content on TikTok, though. I find it really hard to do. But right, let's continue on. Record stablecoin liquidity is now fueling Bitcoin exit from bearish territory. Okay, think about this. So we've just talked about USDT dominance, i.e. how many people are buying into USDT, what's the purpose of it. We're now seeing record levels of liquidity coming in as well. That can mean one of two things. The fact that people are buying USDT can either mean that people are exiting and taking profits, which then if you double down and say, well, the fact of the matter here is then we see institutionals buy in. So they're going, this is going way higher, guys. You are literally selling your bags into the arms of people that want it. And then at the same time, you could argue and say, well, this is people positioning themselves for a potential retracement. It wouldn't be weird. It definitely would not be weird for Bitcoin to come back down and maybe retest 92. Could it come down and retest 85? I don't know if it comes back that low. Maybe high 80s. We could see a retest on maybe something like the 100-day exponential moving average, which is this purpley pink line. That could absolutely be a number. This green line would be the 200-day. So we could come down and see, 88,000 as a potential sharp retest over the course of a couple of days. That wouldn't be unusual. I think it's unlikely, personally, but it wouldn't be unusual. This, therefore, means that people are positioning themselves to grab a bag. I was watching someone talk earlier on about an XRP position they want to try and get into, and they're setting their potential price range at $2, which is kind of roughly where the bottom of this trend line is. So you'd argue, yeah, do you know what? If you were looking to either long trade this position, don't forget, check out the links in the description if you're looking for BLOFIN, or MEXC, you can grab hold of some fantastic sign-up bonuses to both those exchanges if you're interested. But at $2, this would probably be an interesting buy, stroke long to go into XRP as a potential breakout to the upside. But again, lots of people predicting that we're going to see this push down. Like I said, it definitely therefore means and coincides pretty nicely with the fact that people are stacking USDT, getting ready for the market to move, etc., etc., etc. Bitcoin's Bull Score Index, which measures the market sentiment, rose to 50 from 20 in the prior week. So definitely some optimism in the market. And again, we're all here for it, if you ask me. Don't mention taxes, Craig. 2 people get banned on TikTok. Yeah, I know, yeah. Wonder how many meeting the Ripple and SEC with today. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything, actually. I'm just gonna refuse to pay my taxes before long. Not that I can afford them anyway. Well, there you go. Oh dear. It's crazy. I was thinking about one the other day. TV license. How much of a scam is a TV license? Honestly, it's wild. Tim, no treasure in my back end, just dead bot. Come on, Craig. What the hell? Gotta be careful. I don't want to go Logan Paul on this shit. Right. Anyway, continuing on. Here's what could propel XRP to a new all-time high. According to Sentiment. Now, Sentiment's always an interesting statement, isn't it? Because what people's beliefs are versus what my beliefs are probably going to be two very different things. However, there is definitely a shift coming, in my opinion. There is definitely a couple of things working out. So yeah, following a Q1 early April market-wide crash, entire market faced enhanced volatility and price collapse. Sentiment has changed to BTC approaching 100K. Can you explain locking Aero on Aerodrome? Do you mean staking it? Do you mean like actually like putting it through? If you do, then yeah, stick around and I'll show you. But look at this. XRP to a new all-time high. How? Well, the reality here is that you've got obviously a big purchase attempt. Wasn't successful, by the way, but you've got XRP ETFs that we expect coming earlier this year. A lot of people are expecting a spot ETF. That's kind of the big thing that wants to come in. You've got lots of institutional movement coming. And like we said, if they were to push the USDC circle, however you look at it, that's a pretty big move as well. So sentiment certainly is more positive than we've seen for a long time. So you can see here some of the key things. The yellow is the price, or the positive, excuse me. The white is the price, 2199. Yellow is the positive stroke negative sentiment ratio. And the social dominance is the purple. Okay, so what we can see here is that, again, we are starting to see a continuous uptrend coming in from April, starting to push to the upside. What does this mean? There is more positive sentiment around XRP than negative sentiment, which I think is important. And then likewise, you've got potential social dominance, i.e. how many people, how many people care about XRP, what's going on with that. It's relatively flat, actually, so let's not kid ourselves and saying it's moving to the upside. But actually, charts, sentiment, all that good stuff certainly feels like it's all going in the right direction, of which it's worthwhile thinking about what that can kind of look like as a macro sentiment. So look, XRP, in my view, looking pretty bullish. I'm looking at short-term locking periods. Okay, just stick around. I'll definitely show you once I've done the news. Billionaire investor Kevin O'Leary is talking about Bitcoin again. Actually, he's been a big advocate for Bitcoin at the recent, which is kind of good news. And obviously talking about what does that look like from a Trump administration perspective. But O'Leary, chairman of O'Leary Ventures, highlighted a structured traditional investment approach to crypto, currently allocating 19% of his portfolio to crypto and crypto-related stocks. O'Leary's portfolio includes cryptocurrency directly and stocks on platforms like Coinbase, Robinhood, 1to5. Volatility is good for the stock market, and that's the reality. You want to see a little bit of selling and buying. A yield morning 3.822, fair play to him. And then look at that. He employs a disciplined investment strategy, no more than 5% in a single position, no more than 20% in any sector. So if you were thinking about what that looks like, I know some people will go, oh, I am all in on RLUSD, like I'm super max bullish on that. Again, it's important to think about just diversification. But Kevin O'Leary, obviously pretty big on Bitcoin, was obviously, stuff to do with FTX, but hey, the less I said that, the better. LK says BTC 151k AUD, bullish. Australian dollars. Who the hell measures it in Australian dollars? Anyway, good to see you, LK. Appreciate you being here as always. Holmes is in the house. What's going on, Holmes? Back from a birthday family dinner. And then you were like, man, need to get... I bet you left early, didn't you? You were like, hey, guys, got to go. Got to go. You do not want to miss it. You should have said we could have run a little marble race for your Holmes. You could have live streamed it into where you were. Would have been super bullish. Right, I said I would talk a little bit about Trump coin as well. Nothing crazy, more specifically about probably Trump, to be honest. But look at this. Trump's stablecoin chosen for a $2 billion Abu Dhabi investment in Binance, the co-founder has said. Pretty big deal, this. May 1st, stablecoin launched by Donald Trump will there be financed. Crypto venture is being used by an Abu Dhabi investment firm for its $2 billion investment into the crypto exchange Binance. One of Will There Be Finance co-founders said on Thursday the latest series of Trump family crypto-related ventures, including a meme coin launched in January, and they've drawn criticism from government ethics, as they would do, by the way. But this is kind of wild. Think about it. We touched on this yesterday, that, Trump coin will have some mileage. It will definitely get some traction in this space for sure. And I think a lot of people will still be in a world where they want to sort of, not necessarily leech off it, but they want to try and just expose themselves, or certainly their coin or whatever it is, to maximize the potential that goes in that. But, you think about this, partnered with Binance, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Cancel desserts for the 2-bit. It's better to be a good show. I'll try. I want to try and get BTC back above 97,000 for your Holmes. That's the plan, by the way. That's the plan. My bad. Happy day. But yeah, it's not. Holmes, is actually your birthday, Holmes. If it was it actually your birthday, Holmes? Did I know that or not? I feel like I didn't know that. Gonna watch an NYPD cop fight on the Fatal Fury fight. What the hell is that? Well, happy birthday, Holmes. Happy birthday to Holmes. Happy birthday to Holmes. Happy birthday. Anyway, there you go. That's for you. Don't often sing to people. But just for you. There you go. Anyway, right. Look at this. Keep your eyes on this, by the way. We talked about World Liberty Finance being one of the movers and shakers in the market. Eric Trump is obviously super bullish on Bitcoin, super bullish on the crypto market. They haven't been buying anything. They haven't been doing anything. Nothing kind of crazy on the back end of it. But you never know. We've always said, don't write out World Liberty Finance, particularly the fact that they... thanks, Hobbs. The fact that they've got that partnership, and more importantly, they're directly linked back to the US president. So keep your eyes peeled. World Liberty Finance could certainly be one to keep your eyes peeled on it. They haven't really bought anything since then. All very, very quiet over there. But when you look at what they're stacking, their biggest holding, by the way, USDC. Imagine this was to be owned by Ripple. This would be pretty crazy if you think about it. But yeah, Wrap beat Bitcoin as well. Ethereum, they're still holding strong on that. So keep your eyes peeled. But we know institutions are coming in. We also know that, like I said, there's a number of partnerships that are obviously trying to directly link with Trump coin. This is where it will definitely have its advantage in the sentiment that, well, look, the reality is the President of the United States is kind of attached to it, which I think are going to be pretty bullish. And then, look, like we said earlier on, I think it's worthwhile just doubling down on this. The fact that we are seeing so much money flow back into ETF products, 3,600, that's 21,500 into BlackRock. They are buying like crazy, $6 billion over the last week. Fidelity coming to the party as well. ARC21 not purchasing today, but still flat, grayscale. No one even cares that they actually sold out a little bit. But yeah, watch this. Keep your eyes focused on the macro when it comes to institutional investment, because I think you're going to see way more over the course of the next few weeks. The question has to be, what is coming next week? A lot of people are debating what it's going to see. How does the markets feel? There isn't really anything other than one big expectation, okay? One big expectation. That big expectation comes on Wednesday, which is ultimately the FOMC and followed by the Federal Jerome Powell press conference. We are going to have to keep an eye on it. There's a little bit further back into the week, but nothing crazy. Wednesday is going to be the big day. Now, the reality is that the expectation, as we are all very much aware, will be flat. All right. I don't believe there's going to be anything kind of different. I don't necessarily believe that right now that would be a good thing either, by the way. I'm not necessarily... I'm not like, oh, we should cut rates and it's fine. I don't necessarily think that would be a good idea. I think markets would get pretty spooked for a number of reasons. A, they would think Trump has some sort of control over the Fed. And then more importantly, it would fear for recession. I think that's important. Obviously, we've now got Jim Kramer telling us we're not going to recession, which means we probably are. But look, what are the Federal Reserve saying? And it's less about the numbers. The number is the number. The number will be flat unless by some absolute miracle. And I don't necessarily even think I know what that would look like, personally. I don't know what it would look like if they were to rate cut on this day. It would have to be some sort of crazy tariff deal. Now, again, rumor mill, and it is only a rumor mill, so you can't hate me, but the rumor mill, let me see if I can get this just a little bit of snippet of information that I got earlier on, which, we like to bring you the latest and greatest. S&P 500 records 9th consecutive day of gains. Let's go, S&P 500. But is that true? Hold on a minute. Javonte Davis has been arrested. You guys know that? Javonte Davis has been arrested? Is that true? Oh my God. Looks like he was arrested yesterday. Right, look at this. Where is this tweet? Oh, I thought I put it in my bookmarkets. Oh, come on. Right, here we go. I wonder if they've deleted it. I put a tweet in. Looks like they've actually deleted it, by the way. Yeah. So there was a rumor going round. That the Chinese administration was secretly buying US treasuries to the sum of around, I think it was something like 20 million or something, or $20 billion. Pretty crazy. So, again, watch out. Fed decision will stay the same. The key thing, though, will be, what does the Fed say? The mantra, or the view, by the way, from the Fed has very much been around, let's wait and see. Let's not rush into this. Let's take our time. Let's make sure we make the right decision. The reality is, though, officials have said the attitude is unlikely to change. So I don't necessarily think, again, we're going to get this like super dovish Fed. However, economists now are expecting Trump tariffs, which, potentially will push the price of stuff up. But so much on the macro side of things is dropping. Remember, when we looked at CPI, 7.1% decline in energy costs, directly related to the fact that more is manufactured and being produced in the US. Equally, they're exporting natural gas. They're obviously doing the whole thing with Iran, which is going to be pretty interesting as well. But what do we think? Well, look, Nancy Vaden-Houghton, no relation to Darth Vaden. She is a lead US economist, Oxford, says the data was strong enough to allow the Federal Reserve to remain on the sidelines as it monitors an impact of tariffs on inflation expectations. The reality here is that I think if you take it at face value, from what you've heard, there is a number of people at the table talking about interest rates. What I think will happen, again, we should do a bingo card every week, shouldn't we? We should definitely do like the Friday night bingo card or whatever. Here's my predictions. I think that we will get some trade announcements Tuesday. Monday, isn't in the US, the market's closed in the US on Monday. It's a bank holiday here in the UK, so I don't know how the US markets work, but I feel like we might be closed, or you guys might be closed as well. But I think personally, you're going to see some trade announcements potentially Tuesday, which I think will be very optimistic, very, very bullish, which I think could signal a dovish Fed to then look to reduce interest rates in the June meeting, which we have absolutely been talking about now for months, and is kind of somewhere near July, obviously looking optimistic. In fact, that June meeting's moved. Lots of people are predicting we may see a flat in June. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? So I think we'll see some trade deals come. My guess is Monday, Tuesday, if the US is not closed. So, keep an eye on what this looks like. And then obviously we go into Wednesday with the Jerome Powell meeting and the Federal press conference as well. So see what that looks like. And then, like it wasn't even a month ago, we talked about core CPI next week and core PPI. Excuse me, not CPI, core PPI next week. So watch out for that as well, because that could be interesting. The producer price index, what is that going to play out like? So lots of bullish, stuff coming, lots of interesting things happening in the markets. So definitely worthwhile thinking about how this plays out. And if we can continue this move on BTC as well, that will push the wider market up, of which all of us by the way, are optimistic. Don't forget, if you want to catch me on X, do hit that follow button, link in the description. You can follow me all on X and TikTok as well. So do me a favor, heading over there, drop that follow so you're updated every single day on the markets, movements, charts, predictions, thoughts, and any coins I'm thinking are going to be pretty bullish. If you don't want to miss out on that, then do not miss out on it. Okay, good. Good. Right, let's talk a little bit about DeFi super quick. If you are interested, by the way, look at this. Speedy Coin heading back up to a $4 million market cap. Let's go, Speedy. Some nice little volume coming in on Speedy. It's looking pretty bullish right now. I actually have some content coming out about Speedy, so shout out to the Speedy fam. I know they were in here earlier. So, you know, a token that's been working hard, been grinding. Yeah, had a massive boost on launch. Everyone, I think most people know about that in this community. Again, we saw the decline, and now they've been working hard. Their game's coming out. The team are absolutely grinding, so watch out for some content coming later on. Speedy in the house. Thank you so much for the dono, and likewise, bullish on what Speedy do. I'm excited to try and run the new game they're bringing out. So keep your eyes peeled. Speedy Coin looking pretty epic. Just under $4 million market cap. If you did get into this one, then congrats. And then Bits is 381, so slightly opposite end of the spectrum. We just haven't had our movement yet. We're still okay. We're still building. I have a couple of ideas that I want to run by a few people, actually, and I will be posting them out to you guys to get a view. But what I would say, obviously, we awarded the winner last night of their prize. What I would say, and this is important to think about, it was really successful because we now have a little pot of money. We haven't got loads, but certainly as we sort of work over the course of the next couple of weeks, we'll start to like accumulate just a little bit of money. On the top of that, we've got a couple of things starting to warm up in the market. And I think what the plan will be is we're going to hit this hard. I said I was going to do something and I forgot to do it. And I think this is the right thing to do. So I'm going to try and do it now while we're live, just so you guys can see and sort of walk through. And I believe this is the right thing. I think we've sort of talked about this. If people don't agree with it, then, you know, that's fine. There's not really a lot I can do about it. But again, we can be in one world or the other. One world is do nothing. One world is try something. And I'm in the try something category. So, yeah, we'll do that in 1 second. So, anything else going on in DeFi? I feel like there is a couple of projects about to launch. I feel there's a couple of things working through. Nothing at the minute. It does feel a little bit quiet over there. But obviously, everyone's kind of watching market sentiment. Bitcoin is moving a little bit right now. So this is good news. We're starting to see this cook on gas, just under 97.5. Sorry, 97.1 actually. So I'm down for that. That is definitely a little bit more optimistic than we have been. Craig, study macro. It's essential to see what makes it tick every time. It's still about liquidity. Look at the crypto without. What's that for? What's that for, Craig? Craig says, have you subscribed to... No, you didn't say that. Holmes, my brother's 50th day as well. Oh, nice. Bullish on you guys. Feeling bull. I think that's meant to be bullish, but Glenn's put a T on the end of it. So it's like bullish. Love it. Love it, Glenn. Right. So dead quick then. Dead quick. And again, people can drop their views in. The great thing about Marbitz, here is our little thing. You can see kind of what our current tax positions are. I think, by the way, we should move to a 0% buy tax and a 2% sell tax, just my opinion. We're currently at 1 and 5. No transfer fees. And then dev fees currently at 10%. So I think we should do that. Marketing is... Let's do 10. LP was 40. And then I think we should turn the burn function on as well, by the way. So we could turn a burn function on at 20, and we could also do 20 there. So that gives us a now deflationary token on every purchase. On the sells, obviously on the buys, nothing's going to happen because it's 0%. But obviously people are buying into the chart. So I think we go to a 0% on the buy, 2% on the sell. And then what happens is obviously anything that goes through, this is how it's therefore apportioned up and done differently. This gives us obviously just a different slight narrative, 0% buy tax, very, very different. But then we start to burn tokens as well. So yeah, race fee is just the race wallet. So that it's not the, it's not a fee to pay. It's just, it's the race wallet, the contract for the races, basically. So yeah, how does the burn work? So basically at the minute, when you purchase it, a small percentage, so in this case, 20% of the total tokens that are from the sell fee normally go to a wallet. They will be instantly sent to a burn address. So they will no longer be... So in theory, the supply is going to come down, which then will not necessarily bump the price, but it makes each token you own more valuable. It's obviously dependent on volume, but I think it's worth setting it up for that point. So we can do that. Why do you want to go to 0% buy tax? Doesn't that support liquidity? Well, the liquidity is supported on that. But if you think about it, buy tax is only good if people are buying. Similar with sell tax, really. You could have, in our view, and again, we could sit with 5% on the sell tax, but, you know, with not many people doing any volume, it's kind of pointless. So if no one's buying it, no matter what this is set at, no one's buying it. So I think it's worthwhile. Again, we can be dynamic. This is always the way the contract was set so that we can kind of change it. We keep the 2% on the sell and we kind of move a little bit nearer to a meme coin and see what happens. I think the reality is we've got to be in a place where we can be a little bit different. We can be a little bit more dynamic and try something. We can sit where we are and do nothing, or I think we can try something. So it means that basically you don't pay a single percent on the buys. But liquidity would still be supported significantly, actually. We'd be burning tokens. We'd still have a little bit in marketing, still a little bit going into the deploy wallet to allow us, which basically is the marketing wallet as well, which is kind of good. And then obviously we'd still be looking for that race fee as well. So I think it's a good proportion. You know, it's only 2%, isn't it? Like I said, there's a lot of meme coins that are successful. And at the minute, we can't do anything else. So I'm going to click set. And let's see. So we are going to go to a 0% buy tax, which I think we should then be absolutely maxing out. So I'll drop that in a couple of my comments and my videos tonight. And we'll get some posts put out onto X as well. So that should execute and go through. And then that should then change. So if I then go to refresh and view tax, there we go. Boom. That's the good news of what we got. So our buy tax is now, if anyone's interested, 0%. Whatever it takes to make it look presentable. Yeah, well, all people will see, this will now change on here. So you'll see this will go to 0, this will drop to 2%. And look, the reality is if people decide then, right, I'm just going to dump my entire bag, then so be it. It's life, innit? It's life. But if we go to a 0% buy, then you never know. We might actually start to see, you know, weirdly, some people kind of come in. But with the things we're kind of working on, a couple of other things we're sort of working on, then yeah. It's good. So I like the new race wallet set up, the tax set up along with the bird. Yeah, exactly. So we've got a new wallet that we've got. You guys know what that is. So again, you can see that. I'm going to leave it in the description of the live stream so you guys can check that as well. If you're interested, I think is important. And you can obviously see it. So you can see exactly what's going on. We want to keep it super transparent. This will start to build up and give us a little bit of flexibility in the market. And again, just giving us some other things. We could say, you know, when this hits $200, we could do trending whenever it gets a little bit more. And actually, you look at kind of what's in it at the minute. It's at about $70, like $60. So you're pretty good. You can even see where we pay out the rewards again, so people can see exactly what we're paying out. Super transparent and absolutely kind of going in the right direction. So again, just something else that we're doing. Like I said, hopefully it helps. Hopefully it supports it. Hopefully people are going to get a bit more bullish, just like this purchase here. So yeah, watch out for our taxes. I can actually look at this now. Let's see what that looked like, just so we can prove it. This was token transfers. Yeah, here, this one. So you'll be able to see this now split off into all the different parts. And then, like we said, burn the token as well. So you can see net transfers here. This all kind of filters through. And then you can see how this is then apportioned out into the different sectors of what we've got. And then obviously then that all gets distributed outside of the, you see it all goes into the contract here. And then obviously then it's distributed from the contract as well. So yeah, bullish on how that all plays out. And like I said, that then is good news, how that kind of all filters through. And like I said, that'll start to deflate. You won't see it straight away, but this will start to deflate this number here as well, which I think is good news. So yeah. And we will still have the staking platform also can be supported. But yeah, we have. And what I would say as well, by the way, what I would say as well is I now... I don't know if I should say it. Basically, I'm starting to put a treasury together, all right, of coins that I think are going to be good, of agreements and conversations and this and that and da-da-da-da-da. So we're starting to put that together. Again, it could do something. It could not do something. So whenever we do any kind of work, we're trying to facilitate some tokens that we're going to hold in another wallet, which will then hopefully support further down the line, and really, fingers crossed, that'll start to do some. So yeah, we already have a new buy in the chart. There you go, you see? There you go, you see? And then, like I said, this will all start to adapt as well, and that might start to come a little bit bullish as well. So if, by the way, if the contract was renounced, we couldn't do that. Just FYI, I know people are a little bit curious about it, but if the contract was renounced, we couldn't do what we just did. So important to think about how that plays out. Another part about 2-bit unrenounced contract lets you pivot strongly. Yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. This is the trouble with the chat. Most people aren't aware of the games and the utility that we hold. We just look at the chart data for profits. So if we can make... Yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly. Website definitely on the mind. We want to try and build a new website out. I think that's going to be good as well. Hammer, what's going on? HTX always post a Picoin logo, but they didn't list it. Wow, interesting. What is Pi doing? I heard loads of rumors Pi was, there's got some pretty big stuff coming for Pi. Yeah, down 1%. Down 1%, hasn't really done much since it had that move. So, yeah. Have to kind of wait and see how that all plays out. Have to wait and see how that plays out. Keep your eye on it, in my opinion. Uniswap still, yeah, it will do. It'll takes a bit of time to go through, Crackerjack. It'll take a bit of time to go through. It's not instant, so but it will go through. Yeah, it's because Gonzalo, you haven't been here for God knows how long. So I'll message you about it. I want to do something a bit different. I want to do something a bit more. What's the word? A bit more battle hardy. I.e., for example, I think our website's great, by the way, right? Love the website. I'm totally down with the website. And maybe Patty can do some adaptation with this, but I want it to become more about the races. I want it to kind of become more about people log into it or want to start to do like head-to-heads. This is great in terms of showing the overall view, but as an example, we're still saying the pre-sales on there. So I know you guys have been away for a little bit, but I'll talk to you about it offline. I'll send you a message and kind of see if we can do something. But yeah, like rebrand, kind of rethink what it looks like, and get this where you come over. We want people to log in because then we want like an email list that we can send out saying, hey, make sure you're in for the speedy race this weekend. And it just needs a bit more to it. But I'll message you and see what you think. But yeah, I want to get it where it becomes a bit more interactive, a bit more like people come to it, they log into it. We can have little banners, little advertisement banners coming up here. So for example, you come on and yeah. So if Patty can do all that stuff, awesome. Like brilliant. Let's work on it and let's do it. So like I said, I don't really have anything else on the back of it. But yeah, look at this. People are bullish on this. Bullish. Should be all set soon. I'll mention in the TG when he tells. Nice, Tim. Yeah, get that in there as well. The UFC stuff. Goldfish is going to add Marbitz to the bot. Everyone just select Marbitz before saving picks. Let's go, baby. 1-2 tier token. Someone launched a token last night. We were talking about it here. What's going on, Viva? Look, we were talking about this. Oh no, they still have. Oh, they pulled the LP. No, down 77%. See, it's still got. Look. It's still got 10.9k liquidity in this thing, right? This is wild, by the way. This is actually kind of crazy if you ask me. But look at this. So you come to it now. It's a pump.fun one. Look at holders, right? Look at the top holder. Owns 500 million coins, as an example, to the value of 5.317k. Well, that's me. This is my wallet. Like, this is my wallet. And then this is the pump fund, like, liquidity thing. Like, it's super weird. Basically, I have $5,500. I have $5,500 of this coin, of which there is now no one else holding it. Like, it's the craziest thing in the world. I haven't done anything with it. I don't really intend on doing anything with it because I'm really not sure. Like, I'm just really confused about it because basically they've kind of come in and gone, hey, let's launch a meme coin. Launched a meme coin. Dropped $9,000, 30 Solana into this. Then bought 26 Solana, of which I believe, have they sold yet? No, they haven't sold yet. They bought that. So they bought $4,000 and then basically sent me that. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre. And then everyone else has pretty much sold out. There's 9 holders now. So it's like someone just gave me $5,000. So I don't really know what to do. I think at the minute, I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm not going to do anything with it. I don't want to do anything with it because I feel like there's one of two things, really. One of two things. Bullish people are grabbing some bits on the 0% bar, you absolute legends. There you go, look. See how it's updated now. So 0% to 1%. So you can see how that's gone through. And then obviously here, look, 2 to 5. So you can see that tax has now been updated. $5,000 pay for the new bathroom. I mean, yeah, it'd be wild. So, Tim, here's my view on it. I think they want me to sell, and then I think it may become some sort of I don't know, just sort of some thing oh yeah, we set this coin up 2-bit, sold it. Like at the minute, other than holding those tokens, it's not mine. I'm sort of in a world where if I sell it. They're you stole $5,000, you took our money, you took investors' money. Just at the minute, I'm you know what? I don't need it. Like, it can stay there. It just dead feels weird right now. Dead feels super weird. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, the reality is that could be an option and probably would be an option as well. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Still shows the 1%. Yeah, it's going down though. It's going down, look. Showing refresh dex screener. Refresh deck screener. When Sadiq Khan. Sadiq coin token. Oh my god, there's a few. There's a few, but yeah. Yeah, look, you can see it's gone down. Refresh deck screener and it's gone down. It is, look, you can see it's going down. I can show you on the contract if you really want me to. Bitcoin, by the way, is on a little bit of a move, which is kind of bullish. So yeah, if you go into the contract, you'll see it. I'm talking about unit. Yeah, it won't be though if you do it. It'll just take time to walk through. Yeah, so you can see these. You can see the execute here. Look, so these are where it's gone through, and then if you do this, which is the actual contract, you can see update fees. Look, Marbitz base that's gone through. So this is kind of where you can see how those done. I don't know if you could see it through. I don't know if you could see it through. What am I trying to say? Like token sniffer or something, maybe. Con was a pun intended. Love it. Love it, by the way. It sounds like people have a set search parameter and our old settings weren't me. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Again, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, clearly some of these are already holders. Look, they've already done a number of transactions. But like I said, it's a good tool. A lot of people would just chuck some money in at a 0% buy. So again, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, as this kind of gets a bit more volume through it, it'll update. No, Kevin, I don't think it did. I don't think it did. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, there you go. Look, there's another buy coming in. Let's go Marbitz. Let's go Marbitz. Yeah, bullish news if you ask me. Let's go Marbitz. Let's go Marbitz. Let's go Marbitz. So yeah, all good in the hood if you ask me. All good in the hood. I was just going to check something actually really quick, but yeah. If everyone bullish on Aero, oh yeah, I was going to show you that, wasn't I? My apologies. Let me show you that right now. Let me show you, and I can only give you my view by the way on what I do, but I currently have it. I have it staked. You have to do pairings. Now, there are some different ways to look at this. You can look at high risk or you can look at low risk, right? You've got to take into factor. I currently have mine in the wrapped ETH pairing with Aerodrome Finance, which is a 1% pool trading fee on basic volatility. I own about 14% APR. Now, there's a number of different ones you can go into. There's a number of different areas you can do it. My personal view is depending on what your risk tolerance and how good at, predicting markets are, I would recommend sticking with basic. Just my opinion. The best one you can get, USDC and Aerodrome, could get you 42% if you feel like that. Obviously, with USDC, you're not going to get any benefit. But again, 42% APR is pretty bullish. The wrapped ETH USDC one, again, 15%. And then you sort of get into some of these smaller ones of which you've got in there. So it depends what token you've got and depends kind of what you're interested in. So look, wrapped ETH and Coinbase, BTC, a number of different ones you can go into. You can search it as well, but it's dead simple to do it. You simply click on the one you want, and then it's going to ask you to connect your wallet. You put in the deposit. It normally works it out, and just make sure you've got both of these on the base chain, and then that'll go through, and you have to approve it, then approve the transaction again, and then it goes through. But yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it. What about the locking features? Not pairing, but locking. You can lock as little as 5 days. Oh, okay, you mean this. So yeah, basically this is for voting power as well. So it's a little bit like a DAO. But yeah, you just lock it up for a period of time. The only thing you've got to remember is some of these are, you need slightly different coins. So you need that VE, which I think is a slight variant of actual Aerodrome tokens. Yeah, you get the APR. My personal opinion, by the way, is I think the pools are a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, in theory, you can lock it, but you need VE Aero. And again, it's dead simple. You just pick which one you want, deposit the lock, and boom, in you go. Get your APR, and it just depends what you want to lock it for. So these will obviously show you what you want. You can understand what it is, and then you pick which and how long you want it to lock for. I personally like the other ones. I think you can get as good APR on a pool with 0 days unlock, and you can just unlock it whenever you want. So, but yeah, by locking this, you can actually get better rewards. You can even create your own, by the way, and get people to to actually pair into it, which is pretty wild. But yeah, just my opinion. I found I would absolutely be in a world of doing the swaps. But look, it depends. You can obviously swap stuff on here with VE, Aero, and all this kind of crazy stuff. But yeah, you just need to come over here. It's all like, yeah, I mean, it's all right, but I would definitely stick to the pools. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. And I think you've got, yeah, it's just better. That's what I've done. I mean, I don't mind sharing. I've got just over $8,000 in this, and I've earned $40 since Sunday. So just my opinion, anyway. King, follow the live creator. Thank you so much. Thanks, just following me, and welcome to Sahik. Welcome to you guys following me on TikTok. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, if you could do me a little favor, just tap the screen, tap the like button, and just let everybody know we're live here right away on TikTok, and also you guys over here, and on X as well. I appreciate you guys. Right, let's keep an eye on what's going on BTC. Looking bullish right now. Let's see it move. Let's see it shake. Let's see it groove. I'm all down for it. I'm all down for it. Boom, 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 boom. No problems. No problems at all. If anyone was, just by the way, if anyone is curious about some of this stuff, you can actually go to the contract, go to contract and read. You can see here, look, fee on buy 0, fee on sell 2. So if you were curious about what the actual fees are, again, you can see it here directly within the contract wallet. So again, you can see kind of how all this is playing out. You can see kind of how it all is kind of being split across, where it's all going, etc., etc., etc. LP, you've got there. Obviously, you've got marketing wallet. You can see kind of where it goes to, etc., etc., etc. Max fee we've done. So again, if you're curious, you can obviously come and have a look and see what's going over on here. All the things in here that you're going to need. You can see here, look, that we've got the dev wallet, dev percentage. Obviously, you've got burn percentage, 20%. That's going through as well. So that's telling you where that one's going. And getting yeeted, sending it to that 0 wallet. So, yeah, if you're curious, come and have a look at it and, satisfy yourself that you know where it's going as well. So, bullish. Good, right. That's that. Aerodrome Finance we talked about. Done. People getting bullish, stacking a few bags. 0, so that's good news. Let's see what's going on. If you've got any questions, by the way, feel free to ask them in the chat. Also, if you're curious about anything, feel free. I don't know what Uniswap is doing, but it still doesn't. Yeah, it just takes time. It just takes a bit of time. When you say Uniswap, what do you mean? Do you mean like when you go and try and buy, or do you mean when you go and just look at it at the Uniswap pool? But it will take. Uniswap will only be pulling API data from the blockchain, which will just take a little bit of time to go through. Is my opinion, by the way. But we can have a look if you want. Boom, 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 boom. Do you mean like here? Look. Yeah, a bit charged a 1% fee one, but yeah, it'll just take time to go through. So you know that the 5% is wrong. Yeah, so you know that that's wrong because we can see it on the blockchain that it's not 5. So it'll just take a bit of time to go through. That's all. It'll just take a bit of time. And just before anyone gets panicky, by the way, this is the deployer wallet that I've got. So clearly I'm going to have Marbitz tokens in the deployer wallet just so that people don't freak out and think, oh my God, Tubit's got $7,000 worth of Marbitz. It's just the deployer wallet. All right. So FYI, just let you know. But yeah, it will just update. It'll definitely update. I just don't trust Uniswap to not rip me off. Yeah, I mean, the best way is that, depending on what the other people have done, but we know that it's going through and we know that it's not charging a fee on the buys. So again, don't forget the burns will only happen on the sells. So you got to think that it doesn't happen on buys. It will only happen on sells. Right. Anyway, with that being said, it's all pretty exciting, isn't it? It's all pretty exciting if you ask me. Like I said, we got stuff we're working on. We got things trying to, cooking in the background, what I would say. Be a good time. Be a good time to be part of the La Familia Madrigal, in my opinion. Kevin, Probably a great time to get into Aero, Wrap Teeth Pool. Yeah, maybe. Motor said I had phone calls all stream. I missed it. Hey, good news. It's recorded though, so you can go back and watch it. Don't you worry. We got you covered. We got you covered, mate. As you would expect here. Don't forget, I won't be here tomorrow, but we are going to do a TikTok live. What time do you want to do it? What time do you want to do a TikTok live? Like, how does let me think. So I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it for ages. What time's like? Man, I don't know what's going. I don't know what tomorrow's going to look like for me. What time should we do it? 8 UK time. Let's go, Marbitz. I don't know if you guys are typing back in the chat, but I don't know if my chat's just stopped working, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, we'll certainly grab that call. I think something like 8 could maybe work. I think earlier we potentially miss out, but we could do it a bit earlier. I guess it depends. Someone have to just let me know what they want to do, because I ain't sure. Are you guys really not chatting, or has my chat stopped working? Oh, there we go. 8 p.m. about 3 p.m. is US. Is good for the Americans. Yeah. Hey, all listening to the background. What's going on, Stargazer? Yeah, so I think if we said 8 p.m. or thereabouts, my kids should just be about to sleep by then. So, yeah, if we said 8 p.m., 3 p.m. US time, I will... Well, look, you guys can just see, can't you? So I'll just go live and then open it up so that when you go and join, then you can kind of jump into the live as well. And we'll see what it does. Like, I mean, there might just be us talking. Who the hell knows? But it'll be fun nevertheless. It'll be fun nevertheless, my opinion. Yeah, right. Has this gone? Yeah, so not yet. Not yet. It'll probably need a bit more volume putting through it. I'm working, so I'll probably finish around 3. All right, yeah, cool. That works. Yeah, I'm working during the day, which is why I can't really do it any earlier. And obviously, I'm going to be boom shanking people, so yeah. Yeah, but if we're on for about an hour, Tim, you can jump on if you wanted to. Whoop whoop, Curtis in the building. Curtis, I've nearly hit Diamond 1 now on Tuesday. Curtis, just saying, nearly at Diamond 1, baby. Nearly at Diamond 1. Let's push it. Let's push it. Push it real good. But I'm a gold 3 on singles. Terrible. Terrible. I have to go back to the start. I just joined. Quite a few of you guys do watch it afterwards. I saw this yesterday. We finished the live yesterday with about 480 views, and it's already at 1,000 views. Like, some people like catching up on the live streams. That's because they're super bullish. That's what I would say. They are super, super bullish on what's going on. And look, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. So yeah, Mike, can you post a screenshot of the changes in the TG and I will make a next tweet about it? Yes. It's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to do it though, because it's still saying 5% here. So the best way to do it would be to do it as, hold on a minute. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. I have some shocking teammates. Think I'm still unranked in 2s. Oh, no. Mantra. Yeah, Mantra's not looking great. I'm not going to lie. I still hold a position in Mantra. I'm still holding on, but it's not good. It's not good. You're on about the original Marbitz DApp. Oh, yeah, I can show you that, yeah. I can show that. Let me just see if this changes. Hold on a minute then. Marbitz.io. Bits app. Launch. Admin. Set taxes. View tax. Okay. Let me take a picture of this. Do you just want me to put this in the TG, yeah? There you go. I'm going to bed. I'm 1 hour ahead. Night night. See you later. Are you still on holiday, by the way, Gonzalo? Are you back? Yeah. So here you go. Look. So you can see it on Token Sniffer. Let me do this as well, by the way. for you, Craig. And you can use this picture as well. There you go. So you can see there on Token Sniffer that we are at 1.99% and we are at 0%. So you can see there that we are absolutely at what we said. So 0% on the buys and 2% on the sells. I lost 2K already on Mantra, still holding, but it looks bad. Yeah, it does look bad. I didn't lose 2K. I didn't go in. Some of you may be wondering why is we at 55 out of 100. The reality is our source does not contain a fee modifier. You literally just watch me change it. Obviously, our source code does, however, contain a fail-safe that we can't go any higher than 5%. We know we haven't renounced the contract because that means that we can do all these changes. And then this is the only one. All other holders possess less than 5% of the circulating token supply. All wallets contain a substantial amount of tokens. The reality here is that the challenge we have is our contract has more than 5%. So it's why it's going to flag it as a problem. So you can see, look, we've got 19%, we've got 12%. These are the two it's flagging. They're the contract wallets. There's not really much I can do about it. Everything else, though, is all good. You can see our liquidity that's locked. You can see the one that we had previously, which is important. You can see, weirdly, all the test ones we did. But yeah, I can't really get rid of this, unfortunately. And, I mean, I could renounce the contract, which would change this and change this. But I'll never get to get rid of that one. So, yeah. But the important ones, like I said, are what you can see. So, yeah. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. Cool. So, yeah, there you go. That gives you a bit of a view. But this will just update over time, this whole, like, DEX stuff. So, just got to keep an eye on it. Keep your eyes peeled. Man, Speedy just broke 4 million. Holy smokes. Go, Speedy! Speedy's crushing it right now. Speedy is crushing it. Shout out to the Speedy fam. Shout out to the Speedy fam. Oh, you're working in Spain. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Is Pi working in Spain then as well or not? Is she out there with you? I don't know if you're still here, by the way, Gonzalo. Apologies if you really want to go. Don't forget, by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, do hit the like button, please, on the live stream. Helps out the channel as we continue to fight demonetization for the fat rat things. Albeit it has said now that I actually messaged him and I was like, mate, I've got like 400 live streams of which that is the intro music on. So if I give some credit to them, then they won't demonetize them, which is kind of good news. But I think I have to go through every single video, which I just can't be bothered to do. It's bad, but I can't be bothered. There's like loads of them. So I don't know if you can like blanket. In fact, should we have a look? I don't know if you can blanket edit them, but we might still be able to use the intro, which would be good news. We might still be able to use the intro. So we'll see. We'll see. Banana. Usually play threes, never really play twos. Yeah, see, I've always played twos. I don't really like threes. Really like it, but yeah. Are they going to bill you? No. No. So I didn't know if I could like. Oh, you can edit title. Oh, hold on a minute. So if I do, can I do multiples? Edit. Oh, you can. Okay, hold on a minute then. So if I go to the live stream and I click that button, edit, description, insert at the beginning. Oh, okay. Maybe I can like full edit this. Oh, we might be all right actually then. I might need to do that. I might actually need to do that and stop getting like so many demonetization things. 36 of them today. Imagine that. Imagine that. Wild, if you ask me. Anyway, such is life. Such is life. That is the game. Name of the game. Someone definitely bought that though, because that's changed. I've never had any problem, but I think by the looks of it, I can actually edit. So it's called Fat Rat. Or is it The Fat Rat? Actually, I think it's thefatrat.com/copyright. Is it this one? Yeah, here it is. So how do I fix this? Add the link to the original video on the Fat Rat's YouTube channel to your video description. If you case where there's remix, for example, you might need to find it. Yeah, so look, you can literally do like that. And then you can do it. The only thing I didn't check actually was, is it actually on the downloads page? Maybe I should check that as well. Download. I imagine it's not on here. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? I don't know. I can't remember what it's called actually. Type of search. It's like Zeno or something. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Yeah. There we go, look. There we go, look. Ah, bullish. We might be able to fix that. We might be able to fix it. Good news, hey? Good news. So we can get that, and then we don't have to mess around with all of that nonsense. We might be able to just get that done. That would be good news, if you ask me. That would actually be good news. So, yeah, I'd be bullish on that. Right, everybody. That does take us to 5 past the hour. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys on TikTok. Obviously, you guys get just a little bit of a snippet afterwards. But as always, we will not be back tomorrow. But look out. Look out. Apparently, Lady of Crypto is telling us that it's a big fake breakout. Get out of here, you massive chopper. Right, we'll be back on Sunday night, 4 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're dialed in. It's going to be epic. But don't forget, we'll also be doing a TikTok live tomorrow, in which I'm going to have some special guests joining me. Hopefully, we'll have Tim, Vern, Glenn, Craig, maybe if you're on TikTok. Holmes is going to speak live on TikTok. I mean, that's got to be worth it. But don't forget, go and grab yourself a bag of Marbitz, because that is now, guess what, a 0% buy. We're going to be tweeting about that. Again, good time to share far and wide. And we'll be back Sunday as always. So thank you so much, everybody on YouTube. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel on your way out. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.